Hey fellas, welcome back to the Mac Daddy Show. Here's the moves it starts with. I'm starting off with a Queen's Pawn opening here on the black team. I have honestly no idea what I'm talking about because I don't know what the hell kind of opening this is. Because obviously I am not a chess connoisseur, but I am somewhat of a chess master myself, as me and the homies would like to call it anyway. So anyway, he plays pawn to e5, e3, and I obviously play the horsey to f6 because I am most certainly an alpha male if I do that myself. And yeah, all right, he plays c4 with the pawn, pushing the pawn, obviously trying to put a little pressure on this guy right here. Don't know if that's really gonna work though, because I got one, two. Hold on, sorry, counting wrong. One, two, three different things. Count them three, while he's only got one and two things. All right, so you're gonna need a little bit more backup there, buddy. So I play g4, attacking his queen. I try and bring out a little attack so that way if he brings out his horsey, then I could attack and take with my own bishop. But he obviously only plays the pawn, so I have to bring it back. Then he starts pushing with his other horse and bring more pressure on my d5 pawn. And I obviously have to do something about that. So I have to play e6, protecting my pawn. Then he pushes his pawn at e4. Now this is a major problem because this is also hitting my bishop and my pawn, which I do not want that to happen. But obviously my bishop is a more important piece. It has more points in it for when I win, so I have to move it back to g6. Obviously he pushes his pawn. Not a bad move. I don't know what the hell the top engine move is because I'm not smart. But this is probably one of the top engine moves here. Obviously a blunder on my part. Obviously my horse is very much in danger, so I also have to move that back. But now my horse is going to arrange an attack on that. But now I'm also blocking my queen, which is not good. It's not good. But I can bring my queen out to possibly here or anywhere out here in the board that can possibly do a little bit more damage. He pushes his pawn, f4. Not a bad move, I don't think. He's just doing a little bit of development, maybe. Trying to bring out his horsey out here. Maybe gonna try and bring out a attack on the middle, maybe. I play bishop to b4. Try and maybe trade the horses. Trade off the bishop with the horse, you know? Just one of my signature moves is trading at the two most religious pieces of the board. Not that I have anything against those. I just say that the horse is like a major violation of my health code because I don't really want that walking around the church. So you know, he obviously plays c5. You know, pushing my pawns. You know, this was kind of a bit of a stupid move on my part of me not being able to see that and being able to do that. Though it has not really affected me too much, as it only is like stopping my pawns. Still, not a bad move. So now I take, obviously, in threatening his king, and he most certainly will probably take with his pawn. Yep. I push my pawn on f7, attacking his e5 pawn, which, if we count it up, we got about, let's see here. This is an attack that takes him down, but that'll also take back. Then I could take back, but then he's also going to take back. So I can't really do much about that, which would be a real problem, which I don't know what I was thinking about at the time. But, yeah. Anyway, next move. g4 with the queen. Obviously trying to put pressure on my e6 pawn, which, you know, it's not really much of a problem right now because all I'd have to do is bring up my queen out here. But now I move pawn takes on e5, which I even already stated this before. This is not a good move because this is already a death sentence. There's no way I'm going to be up in points here. But he instead decides to take my guy on e6 and puts me in check. Now, obviously, I got to do something about this, so I move my king f8, removing all possible chances at ever getting a nice little castle going on. Now, he's obviously going to do something that I'm not really going to like here, but decently, in my own mind, I'd like to imagine that he's not doing anything bad. But in the real hindsight, I can kind of see what the next move is on the other where the cool picture is of my life sentences. So right here he takes with his pawn on e5. Not really my most favorite move, but most certainly is a move. Now I move my queen up. Maybe I'll offer a little queen trade, you know, get the queens off the board. But obviously he does not want to take it. So I moved my pawn b6, try to push up, trying to get rid of these pawns here in the middle because that bad center game. We don't want that. We don't want him to have good center game. Look at these pawns here. This is not a good setup for me. Look at these pawns. These are all not good setups for me. This is a horrible, horrible setup right here. And see, even my horse is not even developed. My horse is barely even developed. Both of my horses are basically almost back at home base. And this bishop is literally out in the open, free, for nothing to take it because I am absolutely not going to say it. Anyway, bishop g5, putting my queen in danger here, okay? I do believe that a queen trade here would be a very prosperous move, but I sadly decline and move queen to e8, which gets rid of the opponent's attack on d8, but he is obviously trying to come in for a big splash, if that makes any sense here. He obviously pushes his pawn, trying to get my horsey out of the way. Don't blame him. You know how it is. So I have to move my horsey f6, possibly attacking the queen. If he takes with his bish, I just take back with that. He takes, I take. It's a fair show. He brings his queen back to e2. So then obviously I take one of his pawns with my pawns. He does not take back with his other pawn for some damn reason. He decides that he wants to trade queens. But you know what? That's fine with me because that was been my plan for the whole time. He takes my pawn. That's all right. Because you know what? We're even. Even Stevens right now on the scoreboard. See that horsey move? Playing an attack on this fellow right here. Going down. Going down. He's going down. He's not living. But sadly, I'm too blinded by my own happiness that I did not see that the easiest move on the board was easily bishop takes on a6. So now naturally I have to move one of my guys, you know, got to move one of my rooks out, you know, got to get him out. So I move rook to he or e8. Sorry about that, folks. But I'm obviously trying to plan out a discover check here, but I kind of doubt that he will let that happen, as on the next move he does move out his horse to protect his king instead of castling because he cannot. Well, he can. He can't castle with this side. He must be trying to castle with this side. I just realized that now. I'm sorry about that, folks. Very obvious misgender on my part. Alright, so I have to move my king d8 so I can start putting some pressure on that guy right there, but there also isn't really any pressure because his bishop is protecting it. So he obviously castles. Because what else would he do? I don't know. I don't know why I'm asking. I move my bishop to e4, trying to maybe plan out a cognitive attack here. But obviously, I just opened up a free pawn for him, and I don't know why I did not see that before. I feel a little dumbfounded for that. So I just moved my rook out over here, completely ignoring the fact that he might even move here and try to take out my pawns in the back rank. That will not be good for the future. But he does try and push this guy right here, which would be a massive fork, because a massive fork right here would be forking about 3 pieces, and that would be a pretty big fork right there. That'd be something, I'd call that something else in layman's terms, but in layman's terms, it's basically just a fork. I don't know if it's a royal fork. Don't know what the whole thing is about that, but like, you know how it is. So obviously I moved king d7, trying to move out the king, you know. Don't want to get pinned by like anything around here, you know. Not in these parts. So obviously I fall for a little bit of a fork here, as I am unable to move my king to take because there is obviously a rook here. So you might be wondering, what the hell am I gonna do here? I don't got any attacks here. He's got a royal fork right here. What is he gonna do here? So obviously I have the only sensible move here is to move d4, my pawn up. Gotta move it up, you know. Need to get it out there. He checks me on d6, which I honestly, folks, have no idea what he's doing right now, but he could have some kind of elaborate plan. So I move off to the side, c7, you know. So he obviously takes my pawn that I left open in the middle, you know how it is. I take with my bish. He obviously moves his pawn up. I move back. We trade. We trade pieces. That's fine. He thinks that he's gonna win by pushing me up against this wall. Think again, buddy. You better think twice next time against going against the Mac Daddy, okay? That's all I'm saying. Be prepared to trade some pieces, okay? Now, on my part, that could have been a better move if I just moved my rook up. I could have kept my king on the back ranks. But yet, I lose that one instead. I lose that rook instead, and I of course have to take with my own king because I am too dumbfounded by my own abilities. He is now left with only one rook left, so I start pushing my pawn on the A file. He starts trying to push his D pawn on the D file, but he cannot do anything because that pawn cannot move anywhere, and that rook is stuck behind the pawn. I move up to try and take this pawn out, so that way he can't do anything about this pawn stopping. I take the pawn. I take the pawn. I know he now moves up on the G file with his G4 2 pawn. I take his other pawn because he just basically free pawn you left over there. He starts pushing up because he thinks he has something up. Look, buddy, on the left, you might see a little bar there. It says that black's covering up most of that bar with 26 points right there. So I start having to push P. You know how it is. I move my guy over so he doesn't get taken by the king. He tries to take out my guy. But you know what? I'm defending it with my own rook. Ugh. He then tries to go back to supporting his D-file pawn, which is still not going to ever move. I don't know what he's doing here. I start pushing up. And he starts moving his king for some damn reason. I keep pushing up. He goes there. I go there for some damn reason. He takes, and I have to leave for some reason. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I take his pawn on the G-file because that is obviously the most freest pawn I've ever seen in my days. He tries to move up with his rook, trying to get some positive structure going on. He's obviously going to try and take my rook here, and maybe even try and take my pawn here. But that is not going to work. I'm not going to let him take it. I just cut him off on the G file, you know? Can't let him get across. I go now behind on the H file so I can keep my pawn secure. He keeps moving his king up because he probably thinks he's going to do a little bit of a king-rook mate. But I don't know if that's possible. So I just keep pushing up my pawn. He completely blunders his rook by keeping it there, and he does nothing about this. He just tries to catch me with this. So you know what I do? I just move to E8. He tries to take my rook. He tries to take my rook, so I have to move my rook up. He moves his rook down to try and check me. It's not gonna work, buddy. I don't know how you keep thinking this stuff. You need to back me in a corner, get it right. See, now this is a predict. This is a real predicament, but we all know what I have to do here. We have to trade off the pieces, get to the end of the board. You know how it is. Get the queen in. Ugh. Now we start moving in with the queen. Doing my absolute best. I'm a little bit rusty at doing queen and king mates. But trust me, I will have this in the bag in positively no time. And that is a draw. There's absolutely no spaces on this board where this king can move. But yet again, I would be able to have him in check in one move. Checkmate in one move. But that is because it is a draw. Boys and girls, I have lost that game -1 ELO with 4 mistakes and 5 blunders. Not my proudest work, but has to be one of my proudest works. Alright, folks, here we are again. We're doing another game. That other one was just a review, and tonight we're going to be just doing a little simple game, a little live game here, you know? Don't need to do a review all the time. He's trying to move his bishop up, and I'm not going to let him do that. I'm just going to bring up my horse. Develop my pieces, you know? Maybe even try and take a little bit of this guy, you know? He kind of blocked off his guy here, so you can't really do anything about that, except do that, you know? But he's obviously trying to build a strong center. Don't hate it. Don't like it either. So I'm obviously going to have to do a little bit of a desperado move and start moving in. Now, if he does not want me to do severely bad things to his anus, then he's going to have to move that bishop away. Or not. That works too. Opening up my queen side now. There's nothing over here. I am free to castle once I move my queen. I will be taking this with my queen as to add insult to injury. And now if I go here, I have a current attack right here on this square if he ever moves his bishop. And he just traded the pieces like that. Take it with your queen, or not. We see how it is. Alright. Alright, this ain't looking too good, fellas. Alright. Right. Alright, we're gonna castle. Support the middle, D-file. Gotta get little John out there. You know how it is. He's trying to push me out, but I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna move back, I'm not gonna move back. Actually, not at all. I'm actually gonna move back. I'm gonna move back a little bit. I'm just gonna move back a little bit. Just a little bit. I do not want my queen to be taken this early into the game. I am already up no points, and I am already down by a minute. He has already taken a free pawn. The freest pawn of his entire life. No doubt. He's most certainly a very happy fellow right now. Because he's very, very, very wealthy. He's a very wealthy fellow. Unless he wants to block with his guy. And then I will take. That's just a free horsey. What else can I say? Alright, folks. We're gonna start something here. It's not a good idea. I could attack the middle, try and get a little bit of a thing going on here, and then trade queens, you know? Trade queens here in the middle. Or not. That is fine with me. If he ever wanted anything more in his life, I think now would be the time that he'd ask for a little bit something more, if you know what I mean. I'm going to move my queen out here so I can attack his bishop on the a7 file. He just lost his bishop. Just like that. I am now up 2 points of material now. Because he decided to castle. I do not know why he did that. No world of mine do I know why he did that. I wish I did know, but I don't. He obviously has a very weird, fudged up middle here, but we're gonna work it out. We're gonna do a little bit of a workout here. That has to be the most defended pawn I've ever seen in my life. Well, he decides to take up his next decision. I'm going to drink some Liquid Death sparkling water. Oh, shit. God, Andrew Tate would be proud. Alright. We create a little bit of attack here. That just blocked that. That's literally the freest pawn I've ever seen in my life. Unless he doesn't see the move. Unless he doesn't. He might not see it. He might not see the move. If he doesn't see the move, that is a dubski for us. You love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. That pawn is defended by my guy here. But yet again, that will also be defended by my guy there. I don't know what he's trying to do here. He cannot move his queen. I just forked his queen to his guy. He cannot do a thing. He's probably going to resign. Losing his queen like this? That deserves a sip of some sparkling water there. That is epic gameplay right there. 1 mistake, 3 blunders. You alright? What's up? You all right? He's just a little upset that he has to wear a cone because of his eye injury. You're all right, bud. You're fine. All right. Anyways, catch y'all daddies on the flip side. Hope you enjoyed today's chess video. Peace. Stay scrimpy, and if you want more, make sure to hit that comment, like, subscribe button, whatever there is. I don't know.